Have you ever actually stopped to think about what it takes to survive in one of the absolute most brutal environmental test chambers in the country? And no, I'm not talking about some high-tech laboratory. I'm talking about the literal roof over your head right here in the North Texas storm corridor. Well, welcome to today's Explainer. We are going to unpack a really fascinating hyperlocal case study focusing on Glen Heights, Texas, to reveal the hidden science of roof survival. Whether you're living right in the thick of it or you just want to understand the incredible engineering it takes to keep the elements out of your living room, you are definitely in the right place. Let's dive in. So here's our roadmap for this Explainer. First, we'll look at the Texas weather assault. Second, we'll uncover why roofs actually fail. Third, we'll break down the science of replacement. Fourth, we're navigating roofing costs. And finally, number 5, spotting roofing scams.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the Texas weather assault. You see, a roof around here doesn't just face one type of bad weather. It's subjected to a relentless, multi-season physical assault. Spring rolls in with severe thunderstorms dropping golf ball-sized hail that literally fractures your shingles. Then, boom, summer hits, with heat well over 100 degrees, which ages roofs incredibly fast. Winter brings these rapid freeze-thaw cycles. But you know what really surprised me? Even the ground itself is against you. The expansive clay soils in the area shift with moisture, which puts deep structural stress on your roof from the bottom up. Add in the high humidity near Red Oak Creek, and it is just a constant, year-round battle.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, why roofs actually fail. Let's talk about the hidden destroyer. So, you'd naturally think the intense weather outside is the primary roof killer, right? Actually, scratch that. The absolute most crucial point is this number right here, 150 degrees. That is the shocking, real-world temperature an under-ventilated attic can reach during a standard Texas summer. Guys, that's practically a slow cooker running right above your ceiling. Without enough ventilation, all that heat gets trapped, and it literally bakes your shingles from the inside out. This extreme heat warps the decking, destroys the critical adhesive bonds, and slices years off the lifespan of your roof. The weather outside is tough, for sure, but the oven you might inadvertently be running inside your attic, that's fatal. To fix that awful oven effect, we've got to look at the actual science of ventilation and a concept known as net-free area. Now, don't let the jargon intimidate you. It's basically just contractor math used to calculate exactly how much intake and exhaust capacity your attic needs to breathe properly. The standard code requires 1 square foot of ventilation for every 150 square feet of attic space. By combining low intake vents on the soffits with high exhaust vents on the ridge, you create this beautiful natural convection flow. This scientific solution constantly cycles fresh air through your attic, stopping that fatal 150-degree heat buildup in its tracks and saving your roof from premature aging. Now let's move into Section 3, the science of replacement. We're looking at code-compliant roofs. There is an absolute stark contrast between how roofs are often built and how they truly should be built. Take cheap shortcuts, for example. We're talking staples instead of proper nails, standard felt paper that just tears in your hands, basic 3-tab shingles, and totally inadequate venting. These minimum standards, they lead directly to catastrophic blow-offs during those severe windstorms. But then you have Texas Tough Standards. This requires precise engineering, a 6-nail pattern per shingle for maximum wind resistance, ultra-durable synthetic underlayment, tough architectural shingles, and that balanced convection flow we just talked about. This is literally the difference between a roof that completely fails in 5 years and one that guarantees decades of solid protection. So how does all this precise engineering actually come together on the job site? A streamlined, professional replacement relies heavily on complete transparency and meticulous management. It kicks off with Step 1, a thorough inspection to document everything and provide a detailed written estimate. No surprises here. Step 2 is the actual code-compliant installation, complete with a project manager doing strict quality control to make sure manufacturer specs are met perfectly. And finally, Step 3 is the final walkthrough for complete satisfaction, paired with a magnetic nail cleanup. Because trust me, you want your property left cleaner and safer than when the crew arrived. No one wants to find a stray nail with their car tire. Setting realistic expectations here is super important. A standard, well-executed replacement project is incredibly fast. Day 1 is all about the tear-off, taking everything down to the bare decking to hunt for any hidden rot or moisture damage. Day 2 is really where the magic happens. That's when the upgraded ventilation and the entire new shingle system get installed. And by Day 3, the project wraps up with a final inspection and you get your warranty. It seriously only takes 2 to 3 days to completely reset the clock on your home's protection. All right, let's pivot to section 4, navigating roofing costs and the financial realities of this whole process. It is the ultimate question every homeowner has. So, how much should a 2,000 square foot roof actually cost? Well, the honest answer is it depends. There isn't a single magic flat rate because it heavily depends on hidden variables. Think about the pitch or the steepness of your roof. That dictates safety equipment and labor time, or the number of penetrations like chimneys and vents, which need highly skilled, complex flashing work. And what if the crew tears off the old roof and uncovers rotting plywood decking from years of hidden moisture? All of that adds real material and labor costs. To truly understand your estimate, you have to speak the language of the trade. Roofers generally don't price things by the individual square foot. Instead, they use a term called a roofing square. A roofing square is exactly 100 square feet of roof area. So when you get a line item estimate, you're going to see materials and labor priced out per square. Getting a handle on this vital piece of industry jargon is a total game changer. It empowers you to confidently read, understand, and compare quotes from different contractors without getting confused. So, at the end of the day, where is your money actually going? You'd probably assume the physical shingles are the biggest expense, right? Surprisingly, no. Skilled labor hours actually take up the largest portion of the budget. Think about it. Installing those 6 nail patterns, weaving complex step flashing around chimneys, and making sure the underlayment overlaps perfectly, that requires genuine expertise. Premium materials come in second, followed closely by tear-off and disposal fees, which, by the way, are absolutely skyrocketing in major metro areas right now. Ultimately, you're paying for the expert craftsmanship that makes those materials actually work. Finally, let's enter Section 5, Spotting Roofing Scams. This is our consumer advocacy deep dive. To protect your wallet and maintain your negotiating power, you need to know exactly what not to say to a contractor. These are insider secrets, folks. Never, ever say, "I haven't gotten other bids," because you instantly weaken your position. Don't mention your insurance settlement amount before they give you an independent estimate. Do not admit to a lack of roofing knowledge. That is practically an open invitation for a bad contractor to upsell you. Never say you're in a desperate rush because high-quality work takes a little time. And absolutely never, under any circumstances, agree to pay the full amount upfront before the work is totally completed and inspected. Alongside knowing what not to say, you have to know the major red flags. If a contractor has no physical business address, or if they roll up with out-of-state license plates right after a major hailstorm, be incredibly suspicious. Those are classic storm chasers who do shoddy work and disappear the second they get paid. If they demand massive cash deposits, refuse to provide a detailed written estimate with specific materials listed, or make highly illegal promises like waiving your insurance deductible, just walk away. Immediately. Recognizing these red flags will help you instantly spot dishonest actors and protect your home. Which brings us to our final and frankly most important thought of this whole explainer. Are you paying for a roof, or are you paying for peace of mind? A roof isn't just shingles, it is a complex, precisely engineered system designed to protect your biggest asset. By understanding the science of how your attic breathes and how to safely navigate the business side of the industry, you're building the ultimate shield against both extreme weather and scams. So ask yourself right now, is your attic a breathing shield, or is it a 150-degree oven slowly destroying your home from the inside out? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Definitely keep this science handy the next time those storm clouds start rolling in.